like clock. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright guys, in this video I want to talk about if Boruto could actually master his Otsutsuki transformation. Now this right here is something that hasn't necessarily been talked about a lot. I kind of made a video about this a little bit a while ago, but I think some new information popped up that could potentially aid us in this question and actually give us a cool answer. Now first things first, you guys have to understand the Otsutsuki transformation. This has pretty much been dubbed Momoshiki by like the Boruto community right now, and pretty much does like everything that you would expect the second form of a Karmiso to actually do. It boosts the speed, it boosts the strength, it boosts the jutsu, a whole bunch of stuff like that. The only thing though right now is the fact that we don't necessarily know if Boruto can actually do anything with this form or how it would actually affect Boruto, mainly because when Boruto does enter this form, he is taken over by Momoshiki Otsutsuki, and of course just naturally being taken over by an Otsutsuki member would give you a natural boost, mainly because Momoshiki Otsutsuki has over 1,000 years of flat out battle experience. So just overall, I mean, the form is gonna look good regardless. Now not only that, Kawaki also has this form as well, which pretty much proves to a lot of us that Boruto can actually access this Otsutsuki transformation without the help of Momoshiki. If you guys do recall, when Kawaki had the Karma Seal, he wasn't necessarily being aided by Isshiki Otsutsuki. Isshiki Otsutsuki wasn't necessarily in his subconsciousness. Now of course his Karma Seal did actually come from Isshiki Otsutsuki, but he himself was not controlling Kawaki when Kawaki entered this form, which pretty much means to me that Boruto, as I said, can enter this form without the aid of Momoshiki Otsutsuki. Now because of that fact, I originally thought that Boruto would be able to actually access this Otsutsuki transformation, but I didn't necessarily think that Boruto would be able to have a lot of time with this Otsutsuki transformation because he was already 80% complete in his Otsutsuki transformation. But as we know, because of the boba pills that Amado did give to Naruto and now Boruto is taking it, it gives Boruto a long leeway to actually learn about the Karma Seal, actually master some of its abilities, and actually get some long-term training with the Karma Seal. And in my opinion, I think this right here allows Boruto the opportunity to actually master his Otsutsuki transformation with the Karma Seal, or level 2 of the Karma Seal. Now real quick, looking past this Otsutsuki transformation, I think just overall, I mean, the things that Boruto can potentially learn with the Karma Seal is pretty much infinite at this particular time. I think one of the two main things that I'm personally super excited to see Boruto potentially learn is of course time, space, and ninjutsu, and flying. Now these are two things that we've seen Isshiki Otsutsuki do and we've seen Momoshiki do. Momoshiki himself didn't necessarily use time, space, and ninjutsu when he did access the Karma Seal, but a point was made, whatever Isshiki Otsutsuki was able to do when he was in the body of Jigen, Kawaki and Boruto were also able to do. So time, space, and ninjutsu in theory would have potentially been one of the things that Boruto and Kawaki would be able to do when they had the Karma Seal. And in fact, we did actually see two separate instances when Boruto did actually enter a portal, and flying for me is just one of the more personal abilities that I just like to see. Now not only that, I do want to make this very clear, Boruto mastering the Otsutsuki transformation is going to be very huge, especially looking forward to a potential battle versus Code. Entering this quote-unquote Otsutsuki transformation, it's probably not necessarily going to be something that Boruto trains for. I think at first Boruto is going to have to be enraged. Now if you guys do recall, the first time that Kawaki did actually enter this form, he was basically enraged mainly because Jigen and Naruto were actually about to fight. Kawaki was extremely pissed. Even though Kawaki entered this form, rightfully so, he wasn't necessarily able to come anywhere close to Jigen or Naruto, so of course he couldn't necessarily make an impact in that battle. But regardless, in this particular situation, in a fight with Team 7, Kawaki, Naruto, and Sasuke versus a character like Code, a potential Boruto transformation would probably help them out a lot, and especially when we're anticipating that only Kawaki and Boruto would be able to deal with the other Kata member, which is Ida. Now how strong will this actually make Boruto? It probably wouldn't necessarily put him above a character like Naruto or Sasuke, even now when they are extremely nerfed. I think that he'd probably be around the same battle power as probably like a Delta, honestly, and I think that right there honestly is just me being extremely optimistic. In regards to if Boruto can actually master a power like this, I think his power will literally be infinite. At this particular point, we understand that Boruto is essentially an Otsutsuki member, and the Otsutsuki members, their ceilings are absolutely insane because we did see the appearance of Isshiki Otsutsuki. I think Momoshiki, as right now, we have to make that the ceiling if Boruto does actually master something like this. Now in regards to how long I think it would take Boruto to actually master something like this, I would like it to be towards the end of the time skip, but realistically it can literally be like a life mission for Boruto, or as long as he has the Karma Seal, which hopefully isn't going to be that long. Now one of the things that could have really been advantageous to Boruto was training with Toneri. Now I know a lot of people have been kind of forgetting about Toneri, but Toneri was like one of the Otsutsuki Otsutsuki members that were actually on the good side of Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto and everybody else from the Hidden Leaf Village. I think Tornado in this particular situation could have gave Boruto a lot of the keys regarding the Karma Seal, and not only that, also the Joken as well. Now, of course, I'm not necessarily completely writing off of Tornado potentially appearing back into the series of Boruto. I just think as of right now, it's probably not going to happen, and it's honestly super sad seeing that, because his impact could have possibly been absolutely insane. But regardless, I think it's definitely a possibility that Boruto can actually master his Otsutsuki transformation because of the introduction of the Boba pills. It pretty much gives Boruto a prolonged time to actually stay with the Karma Seal. Now, I'm not necessarily sure exactly how long it's going to be, but we do know for right now, Boruto is going to potentially keep the Karma Seal for the next 3 years. But of course, that right there is not 100% written in stone, because something can happen similar to what Kawaki is going through right now, where Kawaki loses the Karma Seal but somehow gets the Karma Seal back. But one of the questions I was asking myself before I made this video was, is it possible that Boruto in the first episode or in the first chapter actually goes into this Otsutsuki transformation? Because if you guys do recall, every time Momoshiki takes over Boruto and goes into this transformation, his Jogen automatically pops up. And of course, we understand when Boruto does this in the first episode or in the first chapter, his Jogen also automatically pops up. So in my opinion, I think it wouldn't necessarily be a surprise when this actually does get animated, or when this actually does come to the Boruto manga, that he is actually in the second stage of the Karma Seal, or he's actually in the Otsutsuki transformation. And I think they probably didn't necessarily add that minimum because they didn't necessarily want to spoil a lot of things. Of course, when we came into the series, we didn't necessarily know exactly what the Karma Seal was, and we didn't even know if it had a second stage of the Karma Seal. And on top of that, the Boruto writers did actually say that some of the things that were in that scene is probably going to change when it does actually come to the series. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Do you guys think that the Boba pills being introduced to Boruto gives Boruto a very good chance of actually mastering this Otsutsuki transformation that even Momoshiki actually loves to do? And also, do you think that in the first scene, Boruto is actually in this quote-unquote Otsutsuki transformation? And not only that, how strong do you think this could possibly make Boruto? Do you guys think that he'll be stronger than Naruto if he actually does master a form like this? Let me know what you guys think. But it's me, your boy Baara B, and we out.
It's a knife.